Hi there, my name is Jane and I'm one of the Scottish guides. Today I'm sitting in my garden enjoying some afternoon tea. Now if you're thinking about coming to Scotland, you might be a little concerned about what you're going to eat when you get here, because you might have heard that Scotland's not the greatest place for food, but you'd be totally wrong, because we have some fantastic food here in Scotland, and I'm just about to show you what I'm going to have for afternoon tea.
Scotland produces beef, lamb and pork, delicious fresh fish and seafood, potatoes and many other vegetables. But at this time of year you just have to try our fabulous soft fruit like strawberries and raspberries. On my tea tray are a scone and a meringue with fresh cream and Scottish strawberries.
So, as I've not been working this spring because of the lockdown, I've been very busy in my garden. And I've been doing things which I've never done before, because normally at this time of year I'm touring around showing lovely visitors all the sights in Scotland. So this year I decided for the first time I would try to grow tomatoes. Now you may grow tomatoes where you live, but I've never done it before, and perhaps Scotland isn't what you think would be the most usual place for growing tomatoes. But I'm very lucky. I have this fabulous greenhouse which I inherited when I bought the house here in Edinburgh, and I'm going to show you my tomato plants. This is the greenhouse. It's looking very colourful just now. As you can see, there's lots of calendula or marigolds I've planted next to the tomato plants. It's gone a bit wild in here. As I said, I've never done this before. I think I might have planted too many, but they are making a rather nice spectacle. So I've got 4 different varieties of tomatoes, and some of them are doing really well. You can see the little tomato plants, little tomatoes just appearing there. And there's a helpful bee buzzing around at the moment. And there's a different variety here. So there's some of the smaller ones, but if I move down to towards the bottom of the plant, you can see there's a nice big fat juicy tomato just in there. I wish they would turn red. I hope they do. So I've got 4 different varieties, as I say, of tomatoes, and I'm looking forward to tasting them. So these are the upright vines, but this last one here, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. This is, well, it's the kind of tomato plant you'd probably want to plant more in a hanging basket, but I didn't know that. They sent me 4 different varieties, the garden centre. And well, it's just doing its own thing here. It's going a bit wild. Lots of flowers. I've seen 1 or 2 tiny tomatoes, so we'll just have to wait and see. So as well as that, I've got some bedding plants which are coming on nicely. We've had a really dry summer this year and so far, so lots of watering. And then something that I love to cook with, this is basil, growing my greenhouse. And it's looking very healthy there. This is a pot that I bought from the supermarket about 6 months ago, and it was on my kitchen shelf and it was looking a bit sad, so I thought, why don't I plant it in the greenhouse? And look at that, it's coming away, and it's got a little baby one next to it. And then some more bedding plants, which some lilies and some daisies. And then, well, I think you might be a little surprised to see this. This is my grapevine with lots of fabulous grapes. And because I'm at home just now, I've actually looked after it, which I haven't been able to do in the past. It's gone a bit wild. It shouldn't be quite as sort of spread out as this around the greenhouse. Lots of little bunches of grapes, and it's done really well. And I've pruned it, and I've pruned the bunches of grapes. So I'm hoping I can make some, at least grape juice, and maybe some wine. So wouldn't that be something? Wine from a greenhouse in Edinburgh in Scotland. Well, thank you for joining me for a little tour of my greenhouse, but now I think I have an appointment with a rather delicious looking homemade meringue. Bye-bye.